everyone, I'm Bridget from the Massillon Public Library's Children's Department, and this is Bookmarked Adventures, where I spend just a couple minutes talking about a few books that I think are awesome. Every week I have a new topic and a new book list of recommendations that I put on our website under the Online Resources tab. I try covering every genre, age level, and possible interest to include everyone as much as possible. This week, everyone is thinking about food, which is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Thanksgiving's next week, and everyone is trying to get themselves ready for such a big holiday meal. I've been waiting for a chance to talk about this book, Delicious. Last year, I believe the library hosted a book club featuring this book. I missed getting to go to the book discussion because I had to work, but this book was so good it stuck with me. Deciding was I going to go with food this week, I had a huge debate on should I or shouldn't I talk about this book since we've already kind of covered it. Obviously, I decided to go for it, mostly because it spoke to me. Military, moving, facing everything unexpected, a new job, and food. So, Delicious is about a girl named Billy moving across the country for a job at an iconic food magazine. The feeling of such a big change and learning new places were inviting, accurate, and relatable. She finds comfort in the vibrant downtown food scene and quickly clicks with the colorful staff at her new job. Abruptly, the magazine is shut down, but they need someone to stay and answer the phones, maintaining the hotline for complaints and that kind of thing. With just moving, Billy decides to stay and take that job to pay her bills. But the lonely job becomes boring at times. So, Billy explores the otherwise abandoned building. In a hidden room, she finds letters from World War II written between a 12-year-old girl and a legendary chef, James Beard. Real chef, by the way. So, they talk about the war, food, and just life in general as everything changes so rapidly. The combination of adventure, excitement, history, and exploration of food in this book is captivating. I have images of parts of it running through my head, even though I haven't picked it up in over a year. At the end of this book, there's a recipe for gingerbread. It's talked about throughout the story, how the recipes are handed down through generations, adjusted, and it brings such youthful memories flying back to you at some of the randomest times. So I'm going to taste test this recipe because it's the perfect time of the year for gingerbread, and I love exploring new recipes. I hope that you grab this book for a taste testing of beautiful combinations of topics and food, and that it will touch your heart as much as it does mine. So my next book is coming to you recommended by a teacher. When I first started working at the Massillon Public Library, we had a teacher come in and she needed 24 copies of The Wishbone Wish. She needed to read this with her class, and I actually felt kind of stupid because I didn't know the book right away. But it was my first teacher request of the sort, and the whole situation kind of stuck with me. Like every time this book is checked out now, or gets returned, it just brings a little bit of smile of, hey, do you remember that? But I still haven't read it. So if you would like to join me this Thanksgiving by reading The Wishbone Wish, we have a couple copies, so I don't believe anybody will run into any problems snagging one. And don't forget, there's always digital downloads that you can get, even if the library is closed for a holiday. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, you may find yourself eager with a little helper. Take a 5-minute break, grab a book like Stir, Crack, Whisk, and Bake. It's a fun board book with thicker pages for infants and toddlers. There's interactions on the pages like, oops, we spilled flour, brush off the page. So kids, get to have fun with this book, and you get a sweet memory and a moment to share with them. You may need a 5-minute breather from a disaster in the kitchen. Just relax, take a moment, ground yourself. Remember, it's the memories and the moments that you're looking for and that they're going to remember. Not things like, oh, I forgot cranberry sauce, or I dropped a casserole dish. Trust me, looking back at all of the Thanksgivings, I don't remember any of that stuff. I remember my family always going to my grandma's house. We'd cram in because 8 siblings and then all of their families getting together in one house for one big meal, kind of tight, but it never felt cramped. Everyone got together, played cards, watched TV, ate. Other than my grandma's angel food cake, honestly couldn't tell you much about the actual meal. I can tell you, I was always full by the end of the night. And I loved watching football with my grandma, my uncles, my cousins, and then napping afterwards. but I don't know of any of the disasters in the meal. They just don't come to mind. I don't remember any arguments. I couldn't tell you much of if the house was perfectly clean, not because of any other reason than I was just there to enjoy the moment. I mean, I had seen the house 1,000 times before. Nothing was different. It was just going to grandma's and everyone being together. The day wasn't about stresses. They weren't about everybody coming together and finding that harmony and making sure that everybody was happy. So, everybody got to have amazing food, get family laughing and joking. We got to have tons of amazing food and enjoy memories and moments. So this next week, while you're preparing, keep in mind and keep those memories going. Enjoy this moment and make the most of the chaos that's possibly thrown your way. Like maybe someone playing with their food. Normally I wouldn't be down for that. But in a world of food, Discover Magical Lands Made of Things That You Can Eat is a good book of playing with food. It's colorful works of art and scenery where everything is food. Like a picture book, there's a story that flows you along through the pages. Then at the end, there's short descriptions of materials used to make each scene. It's even dedicated to people who love playing with their food, which is super cute. Whereas my playing with food is new ingredients, recipes, and making my meals colorful works of art. It's still kind of playing, just in a different way. So my last book that I'm bringing to you is a little bit of comic relief to your holiday. Not an alphabet book. The Case of the Missing Cake is in fact an alphabet book. The pages start with sentences like D is for dog, and Bear takes these sentences as clues from the narrator as to find who ate his cake. I know I would definitely start searching out clues if someone ate my cake. But with this book, you get to go on a crime-solving adventure with visual clues that you should look for on each page. It's a quick, fun read, and the ending made the whole story funnier and so much better. It's one that I could read a few times in a row, even knowing who ate the cake. I would still find it a funny, cute story to share with any little ones. So I hope that you enjoyed this week's Bookmarked Adventures about food. Don't forget to check out our website, massillonlibrary.org, for upcoming programs and my book list of suggested titles for this week. Take care, and I hope that you'll see me again next week at 11 a.m. for our next adventure. Bye for now.